All right, so I'm going to share my screen. So can you see my screen?
No, sir.
No. Okay. Now, can you see the screen?
Yes, sir.
Okay, good. So today we would start with variables and data types. So that's the fundamental and the first entry point into the Java. So a quick recap of what we saw the other day. We saw how Java is working, the Java file getting converted as class file and class file being executed by the JVM. We saw the structure of the JVM, JRE, and the Java compiler. So how things interact with each other to get the piece of code working. So that's what we saw the other day. Today, today we'll start with the data types and variable. So can you see some picture in my screen?
Yes, sir.
Yes. So can you do matching of it, like what we have done in our kindergarten? So what are these?
Balloons, sir.
The first one goes
Water
with the,
bottle
okay, water.
and fruits come in basket.
Okay, great. So air goes to balloon, water goes to the water bottle, and the fruit goes to the basket. So in Java world, so we saw that any coding or any programming language was introduced to solve real world problem through virtual world. So these are the real world thing. Then there should be some equivalent term in the virtual world. So this is what we call as data and the data types. So the actual data is the water, air, or the actual apple we want to store, and apple cannot be put into a bottle or a balloon. So a data of type apple can only be put through a basket. So a data of type air, anything which is in air should be placed only in the balloon and not in the bottle. Similarly, water cannot be placed in the bucket, through the basket or the balloon. Got it?
Yes.
Yes. So this is what in the virtual world we call it as data and data types. So in the real world you said you identified these and you matched it. In the virtual world, the different datas that we see are numbers, right? When you take your address, when I ask you your address, you would be telling first the name and some number, your door number, and then again a street, and then you can place in the numbers, you can tell like 1 bar 2, 1 by 3, right? And you will tell Pondicherry or Chennai, whatever it is, and then followed by a pin code, again a number. So the data in the real world, what we use, will definitely come into mostly of these types, correct? We deal with numbers or alphabets, or we tell yes or no, like it is true or false. So these are the different datas we deal with in the real world. So the same thing when we put it in the Java world, or the programming language, we have variables and data types. So these a place to hold the datas are called as the variable. Actually, this cannot be completely said as data type, but a variable, because today I can hold an apple, tomorrow I can hold a tomato or orange, right? So these items which hold the datas are called as variables. So these are used to hold data. So in the programming terminology, so that is nothing but a box. Okay, inside the box you can place numbers, you can place text A to Z, or you can place decimals 1.1. Okay, so you can place many values or datas. So these datas can be placed into variables, and this variable will have a type, what we saw here. Either it would be a gas, liquid, or solid. So these are called the data types. So in Java we have a primitive data type, which is integer. Integer will have the byte, short, int, and long. These are the different data types. These are the size. So let's say if I take byte, the ultimate. See, you know how computer stores a data?
Binary value.
Binary value. Computer will know only 1 or 0. Okay, it would not know anything else. So in your RAM, right, in your hard disk or RAM, you will be having these memory spaces like this, 1 2 3 4 and 4 8. So 8 boxes consist of 1 byte. Okay, so this is what, so I know this first few things would be boring, or it would be like a theory, but once you get into the programming, we'll never return back here. So it's the time, this is the time for you to understand the fundamental, but once you go to the programming, we will never deal with these things. So just bear with it and cross it, that's all. So computer can understand only ones and zeros. 8 boxes are called as 1 byte. So these are called bits. Each box is called 1 bit. So when you say your name and you ask computer to store it, let us say I take Rajesh and I ask computer to store it, it would not store R here, A, J, E, S, H. It would not store like that. Instead, it would take the first letter R. The R would be converted as binary. So the equivalent of R might be something like this: 0000089. Okay, just for testing, just for understanding purpose, I'm telling 6. Okay, so equivalent of R would be not 89, it would be 1 1. Okay, something like this. We'll take just for example 1. Okay, this represents R. So this would be taken and would be stored in the memory in your hard disk as like this: 0 0 1 0 0 0 1 and 0. So this is how system stores, and this is called 1 byte. Now coming back here, integer can, the byte can hold 1 byte, short can hold 2 byte, which is 16 bit, integer can hold 4 byte, which is 32 bit, long can hold 8 byte, which is 64 bit. and we have float, which is decimals, and we have character, we have boolean. So these are called data types. Now let's get back to Eclipse. So if you go to Eclipse, if you have your Eclipse, you can open up and you can go to File, New Project, and create a Java project. So here we would declare variables. Okay, variables. We are going to learn about variables. So what I said, we have integer, float, character, and boolean. So let's say name. No, let's say door number. Door number is 26. Okay, so we are going to assign 26 to a variable name which is called door number, and the data type for the door number is integer. So we are telling to the Java virtual machine or Java compiler, create a box where create a box of type integer. I would be storing values into it and name the box as door number. This is exactly equal to what you saw here. Create a box of type basket and name it as door number. I would be storing apple in it. Okay, something like that. So if I want to print it, system.out.println door number. So if I give this and I execute, it is going to print. So now what are the other data types we saw? Byte, short, int, long. Okay, integer, I said integer is 4 byte. These are nothing but the range you can store. So short means it has a very small value. If I give short door short number, I can give like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. See, it's not throwing error. See now. Are you following? I have a pin drop silence. I want it to be interactive. Okay. Are you following? Yeah. So if you see here, after a certain number, I get an error, compilation error from the compiler that type mismatch, cannot convert from int to short, meaning the short number has a range. You can store only 99999, 5 nines. Beyond 5 nines, short will throw an error. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 4 nines. If it was 1, it is 5. So 4 nines. So here, short means 2 bytes, which is 16 bit. So you can store only 9999. So long, let's see how much long will take. Long number, I can store 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, now the compiler has not thrown an error so far. It is accepting now. It is accepting more than short, correct? You can see here, it is accepting more. It's not throwing error still. Now it is throwing error. So this is the maximum value I can store inside the long. Let's do the same with integer now. I take the integer int 9999. Okay, it is same now, just that the size would be different. It is 4 byte and it is 8 bytes. And then we have character. So character, the variable name is my char name equal to, I can store a. It's going to be single character. If I store double character, it is not a character, right? Character means it's only single character. I can store any single character here. This is also a character. Anything you see here, it's a character. Same way. Byte, okay, byte. byte type equal to, I can store up to 127 it would allow. 128 is not part of a byte because of the same logic which I showed here. And if you don't understand this now, no issues, let's just forget it. Byte goes from minus 127 to plus 127. Okay, next data type, byte short, int long. Next is float and double. So if we go, there is a float, we'll see double first. Double type. This name can be anything. You can name anything here, equal to 1.2. As we said, we can store a decimal value or an integer value. Even if you don't give a dot, no issue. You can give 1.8888888. It is still accepting because it has a huge range. Now there is something called as float. Float type equal to 1.2, but now the compiler will throw error. The difference between float and double is just its size, correct? Float is 4, double is 8. But the reason you are getting error when you give 1.8 in float is, by default Java would take double as the data type. So if you want to tell that it is a smaller value, you have to give float f. And then we have the boolean. So boolean bool type equal to, it would be either true or false. Okay, so these are called primitive data types because these were built along with the Java program. So now if I want to just add two numbers, I can tell int 8. Here I can just give in sysout 8 plus 9. If I give, it's going to print 17. So instead of giving here 8 plus 9, I can store in two variables. Int number 1 equal to 8, int num2 equal to 9. So instead of giving here 8 plus 9, I can give num1 plus num2. So same way I can give here num1 into num2. 9 8s are 72. If I give here 8.4 and 9.2, then naturally compiler is going to throw an error. Hey, you are giving decimal, but you are telling that the basket is of type integer. How can I store decimal into integer? So either I can give here as, this is called casting. I'll tell, see, I'll give decimal, but you don't worry about it. You convert into integer. If it's not going, just cut the number. Whatever is going, see what, if I tell here, right, I'm showing here this basket and I'm giving a watermelon. Okay, a big watermelon I'm giving, and you are telling this big watermelon cannot go into this small basket. Even though it is capable of holding the fruits, you are giving so big watermelon. What should I do? I'll tell you, no problem, you cut the watermelon and just put it whatever goes inside. The same way, if we give like this, we are telling no worries, even if the value is lost, no problem, whatever goes into integer you put it. Same way here, if I go as double, it would accept because it's a decimal type. Now if I run, what should be the output? Can you take a guess? To make it simple, I'll give like this. Okay, now take a guess.
Six. 75.6.
75.6. Let's see what Java is telling. Because what happened, this 0.4 was not able to be put into this int box. The int box can contain only whole number. Even though we are giving point and we are telling that whatever is possible you put into the box, remaining value you cut down and you throw it. So what Java did, it trimmed off 0.4. 0.4 was removed and only 8 was able to enter into the box. But here if I give 9.1, entire 9.1 will be able to enter into the box because it is double. Now if I give, it would be more than 72. Do you understand? This 0.4 was trimmed because you are giving this as int. If to make this work, now it is 72, right? To bring the answer what you said, we have to convert this data type as double. If I convert this data type as double, is it breaking for everyone?
No.
No, sir.
No, maybe your internet has some bandwidth issue, I guess. Okay, so now to bring the answer what you said, I change it to double. Now it's going to give me more than 70. Yeah, 75.6. Whatever you said, now this is coming. Any questions so far?
No, sir.
No. Ilakya and Jessica.
No, sir.
So far, no. Okay. Based on these things, no, I'll start giving you programs so you'll have more hands-on and you may get some questions then. Okay, so yeah, this is one more cool feature in latest version of Java. So when handling with numbers, right, I often get problem reading zeros. I don't know how many of you are having this issue, but I have trouble reading. Okay, I'll make it as long. Long. Okay. Oh, I'm sorry. Long variable name we have to go. So I will have a problem reading this number. What I do, I manually count. If I ask you how much is this, I'll start counting 0, 0, 10, 0, 100, 1000, 10,000 lakh, 10 lakh crore, 10 crore, 90 crore. So usually the way we count is like this, right? This is 1000 and then 10,000. Correct? This is how we do. So Java allows underscore in the data types. This is one nice feature introduced just to make the programmer reading easy. Okay, so that the programmers would be able to read it better. If I give sys out, it's going to print without underscore. Okay, it won't print underscores. It would still print 90 crores. But just for the program purpose, you can have an underscore wherever you need for reading purpose. Okay, so if this is good, yeah, we saw about type conversion and type casting. Type conversion is we can convert from, so let's say I have a type conversion, I can convert from byte to int to byte. Okay, I'll not go over there now. Let's leave it. So next we go into the operators. So with this we will stop for today. So we'll go to the operators. Already we used couple of operators, right? Arithmetic operators. So the arithmetic will go later. Okay. So we have the assignment operator we have used here. See. So we are assigning a value to the variable. So that's the first operator we used, equal to, right? And then let us say we have a integer num equal to 1. If I go sys out system.out.println num, I would be getting the output. For now, I'll just comment out these things so that we just see what we want. Okay, so we're getting this. There is a way to increment the value. If I go num plus plus, okay, now if I run it, you see here it's printing 2, because num plus plus is what this will do is this is same as num equal to num plus 1. We are incrementing the number and then storing it back to the variable num. So this is called increment operator. We have post and pre. So pre increment, this is post increment. I will comment out this. So we have, I can give plus here, okay. I'm giving sys out plus plus num. I'll get 2. I can give this plus plus after this also, after the num. In this case, I won't get 2, I'll get 1, because after printing only the number will be incremented. If I give here, before printing the number would be incremented. The same way decrement we have, if I do minus minus num, the number will be decremented by 1 and then will be printing. So we'll get 0. If I go num minus minus, we would get 1 and then the number would be decremented. So next we have the relational operator. So let us say we have num1 and num2 equal to 10. We have number 1 and number 2. So here in sysout I am going to print num1 less than num2. Is num1 less than num2?
Sir.
Yes. So when I run this, it is going to tell true, because yes is a human language. Only I can understand, only a human can understand. Computer can understand only Boolean, true or false. So it is telling true. It cannot tell yes. If I go num1 greater than num2, is it true or false?
False.
It's telling false. So this is what is this is a relational operator, but again I'll tell you here, is it true or false? Is it true or false now? False. Okay, now true, because we have an equal, whether number 1 is greater than or equal to. It can be greater than or equal to. We are asking, is it greater than or equal to? In this case it is equal to, so it's going to tell true. Same way, if I give like this, true or false? False. Edwin?
True.
True. Why true?
Less than or equal to.
Lesser than or equal.
Yeah, so it is equal. So it would be true. Okay. Now Double equal to means true. Okay. Now, now just guess only. No, you can take any guess.
Think false.
False. True. Because both are within the range. Both are number only. See, integer. These are all of same family. Okay. Int, short, long, double, float. Same family. Just that their ranges are different. Okay. Otherwise, they are same family. Okay. Now, this exclamatory means not equal.
False.
Yes, because they are equal.
False.
So false. Okay. Next is logical operator. Okay, we use logical operator to compare like int num1. Okay, we'll use the same example. In num1 equal to 10, num2 equal to 10. Okay. Num1 greater than or equal to 10 and num2 less than or equal to 5. So this and means this condition should be satisfied and this also should be satisfied. Only then it would return true. Okay, now what will be the output? Take a guess.
False.
Yeah, why false?
No, it's true actually. Sorry.
True. Why true?
Oh, no. No, sir, it's false, sir. Actually,
Why false?
num2 is like lesser than or equal to 5.
Yes. So
So 10 is not equal to, and it's not less to.
yeah.
So both the conditions are satisfied. Actually, the first condition is satisfied.
Yeah.
It's a true statement. But the second condition is false, and the double and symbol, both the condition are right only. It shows no.
Correct.
It's not false.
That is right. So this should be true and this should be true. Only then you will get true. So it would be false. Okay. Now
Okay.
true.
Yes.
Yes. Because this is also correct. This is also correct. Now what is true? Yeah, why true?
Both satisfied.
Correct. Number one is tell me.
Satisfied. Number two.
Yes. The first is also satisfied.
The one greater than equal to. Number
Correct.
two also satisfied. Less than.
Now
False, sir.
false.
Number two greater than equal to one.
Correct. This is not satisfied. So you will see now we are not running the program. We are just started telling orally. Okay, there's no use in running now. So you have understood the concept now. Okay, now since you have got this, Let's move on with the next one. I'll change this to double pipe, which is OR. Okay, it's a pipe operator. Now, if either of the one is true, then it would be true. So this is like if Sunday or weekday evening come for playing. So if it is Sunday or weekday evening, you can go for playing with your friends. So it's an OR operator. You need not wait, but the previous one was it should be Sunday and weekend and week and evening and evening. Now here it is or evening. So Sunday or evening come for playing. Sunday and evening come for playing means weekday evening you won't go, correct? Tuesday evening will you go if for this statement?
No, sir.
No. So only if it is Sunday and evening you will go. Here Sunday or evening. So you will start thinking now, okay, he said Sunday or evening, which means all 6 days evening or evening. So now tell me, what will it return, this one? True or false? Even if one is true, the statement is true, correct? Here you will not evaluate both, correct?
Number one.
True.
Yeah, even if one is true, if this is true or this is true, blindly you can tell it the output is true. Here this has to be true and this has to be true. That's why I gave this example. Sunday or evening. You will see, oh, today is Sunday. That's all. You won't see whether it is evening or not. Sunday means you will go. Other day, today is Monday. But is it evening? Yes, evening. Okay. Only when this is not true, do you understand the real world? The real world, what we are doing. The same thing is translated here. So this would be true. Okay, let's see now. Let's run and see. True. Now,
True, sir.
true. Correct. You need not go to the second statement itself. If one is true, you can tell the answer is true. Only when this is false, you have to go to the second and check whether it is true or false. Okay, now
True, sir.
true. Now
Okay. True.
how true? This one is
I
it?
think the second one comes, sir.
Second one is correct. Second one is less than correct. True. You're right.
Yes.
Now
Now it's false, sir.
okay. Now
Now it's false. Sir.
how false?
True.
Why true?
True.
Not
Number two is not equal to number one.
actually, that is a false statement.
No, that is true.
Num2 is equal. Num2 is 5 actually. Num1 is 10.
Not
Yeah, not equal to. Is it not equal? Correct. It's not equal.
Yes. Okay, sir.
So this is true statement, right? Number one is not equal to true.
And num2, okay.
equal to, yeah.
Now
Now it's false, sir.
false. Because both are not satisfying. Even number one is not one and both are not equal to is false. Okay. Good. So you understood. So that is the logical AND operator, OR operator, NOT operator. The last one today we will see is conditional statements if and else. So let us take one more example. Do you know when week starts? Which is the first day of the week?
Sunday.
Good. Glad that you said Sunday. Sunday is the first day of the week. So int 0. Okay, int week start day equal to 0. Okay, data type is int and the variable name is the week start day and the variable value is 0. Now we are telling if the same statement, right, what we said, if Sunday come for playing. So if week start day, here you read about the operator, right, equal to 1. So same way equal to 0. If week start day equal to 0, system dot out dot print ln come for playing. Now if we execute, will this print or not? Is this true or not? Here you said no, the same thing. Is it true or not? Weekday equal to 0. True or false?
It's true.
True. So this will print. Come for playing. Now
No, it's a false statement.
it's a false.
No, it won't.
So it won't go inside. Only if it is true. That's what we are telling now. If Sunday means only if it is true, come for playing. And we'll add one more thing as string day time equal to evening. Okay, we'll tell evening here. So now whatever we learned here, we are going to put into practice. And you, for now, you don't worry about this. Okay. Now is it true or false? This is same as equal to. Okay. First condition, true or false?
False.
False. So it won't go. You need not even go here. If the first is false and it is an AND statement, you need not go inside. It won't go inside. Okay. Now what we said, if Sunday or evening come to play. So here if you change it to or operator, now what will happen? Is it true or false?
True.
True. Because even though this is false, but here we are giving evening. So come for playing. So that this is what is if statement. Whatever we are speaking in the real world, we have converted into the virtual world. That's all. We are not doing anything new. The last is else. Else is very simple. If else system dot out dot println don't come, let's not put a negative word, come later. Okay. Now you tell me which one will print, come for playing or come later?
Come later. Come later.
Come later. Okay. Now
Come later.
come later. Sure. Edwin,
Yes. Yes.
Yes, sir.
come later. Yoshika,
Yes.
come later. Okay. Now come later.
Yes, sir.
Now
Come for playing.
come for
No,
playing.
no, come later. Come later.
Later?
Completed.
Okay, good. Now
Completed. For playing.
come for playing, correct. Now
Come later.
come later, good. So you are able to relate now,
Come for playing.
good. That's all it is. So we'll with this we will wrap up. This one is there. I'll take tomorrow. So for just to do a recap of what we saw today, we started with what is a data type. So we went through this example. So these are the actual data. The actual data can be apple. Today it can be apple. Tomorrow it can be tomato. Tomorrow it can be mango. Day after tomorrow, okay. But the data types are the boxes which is going to hold the actual data, and the box is called as the variable because it is going to hold the data. But the type of box is the data type. Clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay, good. So that we saw, and then we saw the different primitive data types like short, long, int, and their limitation. You can try creating these variables and increase the value and experiment. See where you are getting error. If you increase to maximum value, you should get error. Then so you'll know the limit of each number. And then we studied the operators, relational operator, conditional operators, and logical operator, arithmetic operator, the plus minus. And then using the same operators, we studied the if statement and the else statement.
No.
Yes. Clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes. So I would be circulating. I think only two of you have joined the group. The other one I sent in WhatsApp, but I don't know who didn't join the group still. I'll be circulating the questions in the group. So some small programs to practice. So you can work out that program, and then I'll be sharing you the common space so you can paste your codes after you are done. So we can take a look at it together in the next class. Is that okay?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Good then. So you want to Joshika, you want to share your screen and show me why Eclipse is not opening?
So Eclipse has opened, but I've got many things like C++, PHP developer, something like that.
Yeah,
Which one?
can you please share the screen so
Yes.
that
One.
Edwin can help you out, I guess.